Right, as promised last episode, I have done some more grinding and I've got the dust that we'll need to fill up the remainder of the prism. Before I go do that though, I want to review what we've been through so far. So in Cenote City, I think the best way to summarise what the story was kind of telling us was that it was posing the dust as or it was telling us stories of kind of a fairly straightforward capitalist individualism. So the problems that were arising were caused by individual personal failures, too much anger, too much desire, quite Puritan stuff. And then we've come out to the Blue Veil, and we've got a different sort of story here. So we've had we had Jeff's village, which had been abandoned by the centre, or let down by the centre. We got Eldie's friend, who had lived this isolated life and kind of just died, really. We've also got here in this half of the Blue Veil, and I'll come back to the matter of it being in halves, we've got the Tree Master's place. Despite the rest of the Tree Master's story having happened in the other side of Blue Veil, the Tree Master's house is here and isolated. And this is Blue Veil West. Really kind of stories of capitalist failure, I think. Back in Blue Veil East, we have the tree sculptors who are in there. I'm not going to drive in because it's awkward to get into. Who are this kind of fanish subculture kind of thing. And then we've got this valley full of interesting characters. That didn't work. At the end of which we have, of course, Lonway Jonstein, who is it's just a mess of anxiety, really. But there's something in this half of the area very kind of terminally online about these people, I think. But especially about Lonway, and the reason I feel so called out by Lonway is because of how terminally online she is. So we've got in Western Blue Veil the failure of capitalism, basically. In Eastern Blue Veil we've got the kind of the psychological dysfunctions of capitalism. And now, on with the story. Nova, it's me, your guardian Palisade. I'm sorry I was gone for so long. Ah, look how much you've grown. Palisade reaches out and gently strokes Nova's cheek. Nova shudders softly, holding back the urge to throw herself into Palisade's arms. Before your next dust drop, there's something I need to show you. You see, Nova, you have been doing a wonderful job of cleaning New Theland, and I am so proud of you, but I fear that I have not done an equally stellar job in taking care of you. You are the nano cleaner, yes, but you are more than that. You are a person with feelings and needs and desires. I want you to know, Nova, that all of this matters. Every part of you. Work and play, joy and sadness, strength and weakness. There is room in the world for all of Nova. Well, I shouldn't say more until we are further along. Just come along and then things go weird. I'm not going to try to voice that. Palisade says, No, Nova, traverse the storm. You must find it. Find the... Palisade manages to reach out her hand, touching Nova's forehead. A series of images flash across Nova's mind. Nova feels like a piece of her soul has been torn asunder, like something as vital as blood has suddenly vanished from her limbs. What just happened? She cannot make sense of it. Surely this was a fluke, a faulty projection, a lapse of the mind. It couldn't mean... No. After some amount of time, was it minutes or hours, Nova struggles to her feet, her mind desperately groping to make sense of the images left to her by Palisade. So what we have now is what is sometimes called a walking simulator moment, or I have been to an academic conference in which that's what it was called. In which we try to get to a particular goal and no other mode of interaction is available. You'll notice that the ride scale is going slower than normal and also occasionally conks out. Obviously it is deeply upsetting to have lost Palisade, especially specifically in a moment of such obvious care, right? What we are learning in this moment is that some power disallows care for Nova and care for Nova's flourishing as a human being. So in a way, it's doing much more to clarify kind of the capitalism of the centre. Nova is not allowed to be a flourishing being. She is only allowed to be the nano-cleaner, her assigned task. And now, despite the fact that we have not driven the storm back, we must go inside it. It has to be said, it looks absolutely awesome. I particularly like the effort, the fact that they have modelled the top of the tower dragging through the clouds. Nova sees the sigil of Palisade. She reaches her hand up to the sigil, touching it, and the gravity inside the cave has reversed. Oops. It is still possible for Nova to collapse while falling in midair. The gravity in the cave is back to normal. It appears Nova has managed to fall to the top of the spire. And so, here we are, out above the dust storm. I think Center City is in that direction. It's not quite possible to see it. But I guess that line is supposed to be the edge of the storm. Oops. tree from the vision. An intricately carved fruit hangs from its central branch. Palisade has led Nova to this fruit. Surely answers must lie within. Grasping at this faint glimmer of hope, Nova musters up the strength to spark a connection. Nova begins to spark the fruit, but a wild, dusty beast leaps onto the edge of the plateau and eyes the fruit curiously. Before Nova can react, the beast bounds forward and swallows the fruit whole. Nova flushes with anger and embarrassment. If only she had arrived sooner. Now there was only one way she could possibly reach the fruit. That's right, shrink forth, Nanocleaner Nova, be brave, etc. There we go. The most annoying sparking in the game. And we shall head inside this cat. Spooky things awake. Nova's body aches from the venomous barbs of the angry swarm. She begins to breathe a sigh of relief as they buzz away, until she realizes why they have fled. Dust, a thick cloud of it surrounds her, irritating her lungs and setting her teeth on edge. Slowly, Nova begins to squint her eyes open amidst the haze. Her vision is blurry at first, but she can make out a group of figures looming over her. What sort of creatures would walk through the dust unafraid? Suddenly, an image of Palisade flashes across Nova's mind. Nova, I'd like you to have my card now. Keep it close and don't use it to reinforce the prism. May it protect you from all harm, even when I am far away. Frantically, Nova plunges her hand into her inventory hole and feels around for Palisade's card. The dark figures begin to reach out towards her. No, her fingers finally close around the card and she whips it out in front of her. The card's holographic surface glints in the light. The illustration of Palisade, the Guardian, faces the groping mob. Listen, you, we don't abide that nonsense here. The mysterious voice reaches out with its hand and grasps the card, and with one quick tearing motion... A card is a piece of paper. A card has power only if we all agree to its rules. Well, here we are the Dustbound. Here we disagree. And with our last link to Palisade lost... Nova stirs and opens her eyes. Seated next to her, is that the monster who destroyed the Palisade card? Nova wants to cry out, but she is too weak, too disoriented. So, need to pick a voice. What voice am I going to do for the dust monster? Ah, waking up, you little porridge pot? How are you feeling? The monster is talking to her again. What does it want from her? Is it some sort of emissary from the dust? Perhaps an assassin meant to take care of her? Meant to turn the tide in the dust war against the centre? Listen, I think we may have got off on the wrong foot. I was just trying to lend a hand back there, and things got a little dicey. The creature stares at Nova quizzically as if it is expecting something from her. Perhaps it is in need of nano-cleaning? But is that even possible? Nova is already at nanoscale. Is there some way to... Hey, can you stop making the room go all dark like that? I'm trying to have a conversation here. Can you just talk to me? Nova is confused. It wants her to talk to it? Okay, so talking... It's just like thinking, alright? But then you let the thoughts fall out of your mouth, okay? My name is Drem Kinako. It's nice to meet you. Now, it's your turn to introduce yourself. I am Nova. You did it, you silly salsa. Are you going to kill me? Wow, okay, No. Why would I kill you? What is death? Well, you're just full of questions, aren't you? I've created a monster. I didn't know I could talk. Hey, I'm just messing with you, okay? Blab all you want. After all, that's what I do. So we have awakened in the Dustbound village, where people who live in the dust and don't like Palisade very much apparently live. And this is where things get really interesting vis-a-vis the symbolism of dust. Hey, if you're feeling up to it, come to the clearing of the binding later today. A Dustbound elder named Beatrix Rooter is recently died, and we'll be unearthing him there. Maybe that will help with some of your questions. Got a person here says, ever think about people who just get pushed around all day? At first I go, stand up for yourself, but then I think about the situation more clearly and I get sad. The causes go deep. What else have we got? Nelson Farmer says, oh, hey, it's the girl who fell in the hornet nest. That was funny. I mean, sad. Thanks. Hey, hornet nest girl, I want to talk to you. I heard a rumour that you came here from a 3D world. What does that even mean? Are there people there too, with thoughts, and lives and feelings? Existence is weird. Existence is indeed weird. LaShawn Mix says, hello. This is Dustbound Village, indeed. Well, looking for the clearing of the binding. Further east. Obviously, there's a very different kind of palette and visual style to this area. It's just a sign. This way is the way to the train, which we can't take yet, but there it is. More on that later. I've been meaning to get rid of this shield ever since someone said, what are you hiding from? They're right. What's there to hide from, anyways? Maybe I'll leave it on today, though. So that's a bad guy from Anodyne 1. What a wonderfully moist environment, Ribbit. I am a frog, Ribbit. Did you know industrial pollution can leak in the soil and cause health problems amongst residents? Thankfully, there are no industries nearby. Somewhere over here. That's where I'm supposed to be going to. As Nova approaches the clearing, she sees a gathering of the Dustbound standing around a strange lump wrapped in cloth. With a start, she realizes this was once one of them, the body of a Dustbound, unmoving and silent, dead. Suddenly, they begin to wave their arms in a strange sort of dance. Nova looks around. A tall Dustbound with elegant and sharp features steps forward. She begins to speak in a strangely rhythmic voice. When she says the words, you go on ahead, all the Dustbound say the same in unison. So this is going to be a difficult one to narrate. 1 second. You go on ahead. The emptiness of the cardinal redirection, the slightness of your hand as it gently droops, a magic trick born out of the simple act of fading light, of shadows and the planet turning, a universe folding in upon itself, as I entered your room and you lay beneath a thin blanket. You go on ahead. How richly you played upon the oils and spices, the pedals and the pipes. I would resurface into cordiality for you. I would dance upon the seams of scent and catalogue your fingers. Coronate me, cardamom and pepper pods, and all the wafting whimpers of your wings. You go on ahead. Elemental traces copy-pasted, crucializing carbon dates and grocery lists and all the times that you stayed late. I pat my hand, and where you left me is a bell of soft and porous foam, a row of gills you left for me to breathe. Spores twinkle down like salt and rain, and we thank you for your courage as you go on ahead. Professor Cheney says, Beatrix Ruto was a mycologist. That means he studied Michaels. We can't talk to the little Dustbound. Hello, I'm Michael the Mushroom, but my friends call me Mushy Mike. I worked very closely with Beatrix Ruto. Truly a kind soul with a mind like a Venus flytrap. Drunkanako says, what did you make of the unearthing, Nova? I don't understand. This is my fault. Perhaps if I had worked faster, I would have been able to clean this area by now. Beatrix would not have died. Don't blame yourself, Nova. It's nobody's fault. That Beatrix died. He lived a good life. Nova, one day all of us here will return to the dust. But you shouldn't. Everyone has a purpose. That is why they were made by the Center. No one should just disappear. Where would their purpose go? Purpose is an idea. It is a tool for people, Nova. We are not the tools of purpose. So, these are, in addition to everything else, they're heretics. And I think it's important that the first thing that they do, or that we see of them really, is a funeral is a kind of symbolic return to dust. More on the symbology of dust later. LGBT says, Hello, Nova. My name is LGBT. How strange it is to have the Center's own nano-cleaner here among the Dustbound. I don't want to say something stupid in front of her. Don't be afraid. I get the sense that you didn't come here in an official capacity, did you? There's no reason that we shouldn't get along. Thank you. Aha, well aren't you just the cutest thing? Nova, please join my farming team. I want you to work with me. What do you say? Okay. So Nova's really nervous to talk to Elegy, for reasons that will become clear as we work through this. Drem, I came here in search of a friend. How can I explore beyond the village? I heard rumours of a strange object falling from the sky in the nearby woods. There's a train station southwest of here, and maybe you can hitch a ride, if you ask real nice. I've spent enough time here. I just need to find a way to the fruit Palisade showed me. These Dustbound, I'm not sure what to make of them. Okay, so we need to go to the train. Where is the dang thing? Here we go. Yes, so dust and death and returning to dust and so on. Choo-choo, need to get around. The Kaikilla train lives off the delicious dust sludge on the ground. In return, it transports people out of the village. Just pull the Uvu lever. There we go.